Gracefully and Frankly, episode 175. Hello there, I'm Lisa Brandt.
I'm Erin Davis. Great to be with you here this first full week of May. Oh, have you gotten your census form in the mail yet?
No, not yet. I've got other people saying they've gotten theirs, and we haven't received ours. Have you?
No, Rob checked the mail. He's been checking every day this week. Is it geeky that we actually want the long form? And if so, what's wrong with us?
I'm totally down with it. I would love to get the long form. I love filling out surveys. I love all that kind of stuff. This is for, the good of everybody else, so it doesn't worry me about privacy. Have you ever gotten the long one?
I don't think that we have. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I understand just from what I read online that that's kind of a difference between Canadians and Americans. Americans are like, why do you want this information? What are you going to do with it? And rightfully so these days. But here it's like, yeah, like you said.
And there, it's not going to affect their health care coverage, that's for sure, because they don't have any.
Right.
And all that kind of stuff. So they don't get the perks from it, if you want to call them perks, or the social support, I guess, is more accurate than that we do. So it's not a wonder. Oh, I've just never been prouder and happier to be Canadian.
Oh, honestly. And a new governor general. Oh, it's not us. But you know what? I would never, because I'm not fluently bilingual in French. It's never going to happen, Lisa. I just have to come to terms with that.
Yeah, on to other things like, I don't know, shopping. Have you been doing any shopping lately?
Well, I should tell you that Sydney, British Columbia, which is where we have our condo, I'm not there right now. I'm at our little cabin in the woods. It has been known as Canada's bookstore capital because we had so many bookstores. But now, I think, Lisa, if there's a running for Canada's thrift store capital, we're going to be it, because there has been yet another thrift store that opened. Ooh. I don't think that says bad things about an economy. Do you? I mean, what if Port Stanley had 4, 5, 6 thrift stores? What would that tell you about your little town on the lake?
Well, I think we would have a big problem because the stores that are here are kind of premium boutiques.
Ah, yes. Great stores.
That's right. You have some jeans and different things from there.
And sweaters. And I love them.
Oh, that's right. Sweater. But when people come here, they come in gaggles of girlfriends or in couples or whatever, and they want to do some shopping. I would love, personally, to have some sort of thrift store here. We did have a consignment store, but it didn't last. So I guess it's just not what people want. I mean, last time I was in Sydney, I don't know how many thrift stores we hit, and I got a top. Remember, we could go into the store where it was being sold and see how much more it was?
Yes!
That was a great find. It sounds funny to say a new thrift store, but anyway, what's it like?
Well, there is a new thrift store, and it's right on our main street, which is Beacon, and it's clean. Oh my gosh, you so appreciate a clean thrift store. And the staff who volunteer at all of them, they must be dusting all the time. I mean, it's like being at your grandmother's house 24/7. So I walk into this one, and it's new, and everybody's been talking about it, from the hairdresser on down, and the neighbors, we got a new thrift store. This is my life. So because we have the cabin, we're looking for things that we gave away or sold in yard sales when we sold our house. Oh, we tried to open a can of tomato paste because I was making lasagna, and no can opener. So there's Rob with a screwdriver and a hammer. And yeah, we got it with a little bit of extra fiber, I'm sure. So little things like, a bathroom cup or a can opener. So I go into this store, and it's beautiful, and I find a couple of things. So I get these things. I get up to the counter, and this nice young man, this Devin, he looks all of about 18. Bless him. He's so sweet and clean cut. And it's a Salvation Army thrift store. So I get up to the counter, and I didn't know what day it was. I never do. I'm retired. And he said, are you eligible for the senior discount? Which to me still sounds weird. And I said, well, no, what age? And he said, 60. And I straight up said to him, I'm not 60. And it was out of my mouth before I even stopped to think. And I went, wait a minute. I was born in 62. No, I'm going to be 64 this year. Yeah, I'll take the discount. But I was ready to throw hands at this kid for suggesting I was over 60. Lisa, I am in so much, I don't know if it's denial or just 60. That can't even be.
Well, that's because probably the age that we used to think of when we were younger as so old.
Yeah.
It is a hard one. I'll tell you, this is the first year that I have felt old. And I know I'm not old and I'm not going to feel this way forever, but it's the first time that I've felt like, maybe I am kind of old. I'd like that to go away, please. So I completely get it. And if lying is the way out of it, I'm all for it.
Well, you know how it is. You hate being objectified for your age until it's discount day. And then it's like,
Yes.
Bring it on. What do I get?
Right.
I do look forward to 65 here when I can ride the ferries for free Monday through Thursdays. That's a very big perk from BC Ferries and the BC government. That's really good.
Yeah, it seems there are a lot of things that happen at 65.
Yeah.
You'll be getting old age security at the same time. Can we come up with another name for the acronym OAS? Can it be like something without old in it?
Old ass subsidy. That's what OAS stands for. Don't kid yourself. Let's think about that because Queenagers so fits us, but, then it wouldn't fit everybody. And I'm sure someone would be offended at being called a queen if they're not.
Good point.
While we're talking about being 60, I saw something on Threads, and I love Threads. I think it's such a friendly community, and it's so easy to block the bots and the trolls and kind of keep it our playground for now. That just stopped me in my tracks because it was just so profound. Someone named AM Lantine 1 wrote, "Those of us over 60 are probably some of the most adaptable creatures on the planet. We were full analog creatures, then computers appeared on our desks. We had party lines for communication, and now we have smartphones. We had newspapers, now we have social media. We had libraries, and now we have AI. If that's not resilience and adaptability, I don't know what is."
Hear, hear.
That is amazing. It's so true.
It's absolutely true. We've gone through all of that. I used to think about that even only as it pertained to radio, but of course it pertains to all of us in the demographic. We've gone through all this stuff and we've had to learn it. And I get tired of the eye roll from some of the younger guys. There was a guy in Poland on my trip. I asked him for the Wi-Fi password and he's like, and pointed to a sign on the wall that was in the middle of like 14 other signs on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who asked, right?
Of course. And if you're going to put your Wi-Fi on a wall, if you're listening here in a store or a salon, make it big enough that we can all see it, please. That it's not hidden on some stained piece of paper underneath 2 calendars and a hang in there poster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so true. Do you still count yourself a Generation Jones or a baby
Yes.
boomer?
Yes.
I think we're Gen Jones, right?
Do we have to re-up what Generation Jones is? I think we might.
Yeah, it's just basically not quite the baby boomers because I never felt like a boomer. It just seemed like being born in 1962 didn't qualify as being part of the boom after the war. I mean, how long were they going on booming? For goodness sake.
As long as they could.
So that cohort is called Generation Jones, and I'm thrilled that we fall into that. Not that there's anything wrong with being a boomer, but at least when somebody says, "Hey, boomer," we don't have to respond.
Yeah, I still, no matter how much there's a post that says a boomer in line in front of me, blah, blah, blah. And I think, I know you're just kind of saving words and you're depicting a certain person or a certain age, but I think it's pejorative. I don't like
Totally.
it. But a post like this is just a reminder, we invented this shit, so knock it off. You know?
Exactly.
Do you know that we had calculators? There are people who are listening who remember slide rules and protractors and all of those things that we were supposed to use. Now, you and I were the Texas Instruments generation where you had to beg your parents for a $99 calculator in a plastic denim case. I remember that. Then calculators were so expensive, and now you can just say, hey, and I won't say it or she'll speak up, but just say, what's 12 times 146, and it's
right.
It's right there. It's in your room. It's on your watch. It's everywhere, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. And I actually remember a teacher telling me, because I hated math, absolutely hated it.
Oh, hey, amen.
He said, it's not as if you're going to have a calculator in your pocket all the time. It's like, Duh.
Oh, yeah?
You are not Nostradamus, man. That's for sure.
And of course, if you get enough vaccines, we have the chips all in us now, right? Oh my gosh. I heard a story on CBC the other day about somebody in Newfoundland government who got in so much trouble for putting up an AI generated image, get your vaccine, blah, blah, blah. But the person they used had 6 fingers, Lisa. Oh no.
It is not there yet. Every time somebody says they're worried about losing their job to generative AI, I think it's not there yet.
No, but it will be. And it's like your teacher saying you won't have a calculator in your pocket. You just know that it will be. It's going to happen. But here's some math that's really easy to do. 15%. I can do that. I do the 10%. I divide it by 10, and then I add half of that, and that's how much I'm going to save. Okay? We know how to do the shopping thing. And with Sierra Sil right now, because Mother's Day is coming, you don't have to be a mom. You don't have to have a mom. You could have been raised by wolves. And Sierra Sil is offering you with the code MOM15, you'll get 15% off any of their products. Go online to sierrasil.com. Find out what this pain relief, this joint relief is all about, whether sprays or capsules or even for your pets, because we're here to tell you it works. Lisa's cousin, who traveled with her through Europe and did all those steps every day, she takes it. And we are just true believers in this Canadian product. Try it out. MOM15 is the code to use right now.
SierraSil.com. Sierra, like the mountains, SIL.com.
Hey, speaking of all that walking, you wrote a blog about your blisters, and you don't think that blisters, why would somebody write about that? But boy.
Well, it wasn't just about blisters.
Well, to be clear, no.
Yes, the blister blog.
My blister sister. Oh, yeah, you put the bliss in blisters. No, you got some really good advice about your feet and your blisters. In fact, we got a call to our Gracefully and Frankly voicemail line.
The advice that I got was to just buy better shoes for starters and to invest in something like the Vessi shoe, which is a Canadian brand. And that was really about it. There's not much you can do when you punish your feet like that, except for the advice here, because I think this is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's Donna, and here's what she had to say.
Hi, Erin and Lisa. I enjoy listening to Gracefully and Frankly every Thursday. I have a tip for Lisa. Tilly travel socks. They can be washed out every night and ready for the next day. Plus, they have an arch support, so you will not have a chance of getting those nasty blisters. I've done up to 15,000 steps a day and no trouble at all enjoying my vacation. Have a great day. I enjoy listening immensely.
Oh,
bye-bye.
Why didn't I think of Tilly? I mean, they are the travel people. I've used their dresses and they, you rinse them out and they're dry in the morning, and I've got one of their hats, and I checked out these socks, Erin, and they're like $10, $12 a piece. I would have paid double that to get rid of the pain in the moment. So that's a great tip.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Donna, for sharing that with us. Oh, yeah, and those Tilly socks, they're wicking, so they take away the moisture as well, which is, well, it's a good thing.
Oh, so important.
Not a plug for Tilly, but they're Donna's go-to. And yeah, you're right about their stuff for travel. It costs more, but it lasts forever. Oh, and how to leave a voicemail so you can be like Donna and last week, Marcia. Just go to gracefullyandfrankly.com. And right there, you just sort of look down at the bottom of the page and there's a little microphone icon. And you can try 2 or 3 times. Or if you remember something you wanted to say, call back. We stitch it all together just like a well-made pair of socks. And darn it, you won't have to darn it because they're well-made. We'd love to have you on the show. So please do that. Oh, and the icon to buy us a coffee is also right there at gracefullyandfrankly.com as well. So how are you marking Mother's Day this Sunday? What does one who has lost their mom do? I mean, I've lost my mom, but it's kind of got a different feel the day does for me. But what are you doing?
Nothing really. I might post a picture of her, and I'll obviously be thinking of her. And my mother-in-law as well, who was an absolute sweetheart. It's just another day. I'll send a note to Tabitha, my little sister, and that'll be about it.
Oh, yeah, because she's a mom.
She is a mom. She's got 2 kids, and she always sends me a note anyway because I'm her bonus mom, she says. So, which is very nice. But what will you do? What do you do on Mother's Day, Erin?
Ooh, it's such a heavy time these days, heading up to May 11th, which will be the 11th anniversary of Lauren's passing. So, yeah, you got the 1-2 punch. Sometimes they fall on the same day. Mother's Day will be Rob saying Happy Mother's Day, and I'll say, yeah, whatever. And
Yeah.
and we'll be thinking of the other mothers in our lives, of course, our daughter-in-law. And it is, as you said, just a day. But then, Monday, I can't help hoping for some kind of a sign or a little bit of a God wink from her on Mother's Day or the day after. But honestly, I'm surrounded by God winks here on Pender Island every day. I get these pings on my WhatsApp telling me, oh, there's a humpback off of Gowlands Point, and I don't even know where that is. And if I got on my bike to try and find it, the humpback would be gone because they don't sit around and wait.
Right.
They're not good waiters. They tend to move. And I missed an orca sighting because we were on the other end of the island last week. But I really think that there's going to be something special. But did I tell you that there was a mama deer? I'm going to post this Mother's Day this year. A mama deer and her twins.
Yeah.
Who came by our front window last week on little tiny spindly legs, Lisa. They couldn't have been more than a few hours old. And just,
Goodness.
yeah, I was just, I couldn't catch my breath.
The things you're seeing, the nature you're seeing, and the little happy surprises that are popping up right outside your window. I mean, it's pretty special there.
It really is. The struggle we're having now is I don't want to go home.
Yeah. I know that when I was just away, I was only away 17 days. And honestly, I think next trip will be a week tops. I don't think I'll go for that long. Yeah.
Why?
It was just too long. It was, and this is with absolutely no regret. And I was not sitting there for a minute going, oh, I wish I was at home. I was fully involved in the trip. But when it comes to the length of a trip next time, I think it will be shorter. I think whether it is with Derek or without, because he wants to travel less, as it turns out. But he really wants to go to Ireland for his birthday. He has a big birthday with a 0 on it this year. So he wants to go to Ireland. So we're looking at that. But I don't want to be away from him for that long, but I also haven't been with him as long as Rob. So I'm not saying anything about your choices. I'm just saying, I just don't want to be away that long. And I miss the cat. And
yes, you do. And it doesn't help that he sends you pictures all the time about, oh, Cuddles is missing you. No, don't do that. But it warms your heart at the same time, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I have had a window into some of your grief since Lauren died, but of course I don't know the extent of it, and no one does about somebody else. It's an individual journey, and are you where you thought you would be, or did you even think about it and it was just sort of trying to put one foot in front of the other?
That's a really good question. I read an interview with a couple who are the parents of an adult who died in New York in 9/11, and they said something that just shook me to the core. They said that the 10 years was the hardest. And as I was approaching 10 years, I went, oh, no, because, you think I'm doing this. And it's kind of like trying to scale a mountain and then realize, oh, you've only made it to base camp.
Right.
And so I was thinking about that, and actually, to me, it underlined how grief is so different for everyone else. I warned people about year 2 because year 1 is such a shock, and you've got all those horrible anniversaries and milestones like Mother's Day to get through. And then year 2, it all settles in. Oh, yeah, they're not coming back. This is it. But everybody's different. I'm finding it so gentle. And I don't know, even if that's the right word. I've done so much running, so much pushing, so much spinning to try and get away from it or escape it or find different ways to cope with it. And you know that my MO is to run. But now it just seems like that gear that I'm carrying up the mountain, maybe base camp is as high as I'm going to get. And I don't have to scale the mountain, but just kind of start unpacking your gear because this is where you're going to be.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. And there are so few tiers. We're so fortunate. I mean, as you know, I watch a lot of Dateline and documentaries and stuff, and there are so many others who have lost their children in such horrendous circumstances. And my heart really goes out to those who don't know where their children are. It's that feeling, that perpetual purgatory of not knowing and waiting for the phone to ring. So I guess gratitude is what is found at base camp, and it allows you to unpack that gear and just get comfortable. Blow up the air mattress. It's not as comfortable as you want, but it's going to be the best that you have. And so make yourself at home. This is it.
Yeah.
Does that work? I don't know. It works for me.
That's beautifully explained, and it's your journey, and everybody has a different one. It's incredible how, like someone like Patton Oswalt, he mentioned the 10th anniversary of the passing of his wife, Michelle, right?
Yes.
And he got married 18 months later, and he took a lot of heat. Why is it anybody's business? It is nobody's business. Michelle died in her sleep because of a heart condition no one knew she had, mixed with some prescription medication that helped stop that heart. And he had a daughter, and he found love again. And it just reminds me that even 10 years in, so 8 years being married to Meredith, he is still honoring Michelle's legacy because that's his daughter's mom. That was a great love of his life. Two things can be true at the same time, right?
Yeah, and my greatest respect was for Meredith for knowing he was going to post this and saying, yeah, of course, post it. That she's got the security to say, I know that you had a life before this, and this doesn't erase it or negate it or anything like that. But the people who were saying how disrespectful it was to her, they just don't get it. And it's okay to not have an opinion on things that aren't about you.
Exactly. Can just move on. I was schooled the other day about what it feels like to be around a trans woman by a guy. And I said, you know, I'm a woman, right? Like, it's okay for you to not have an opinion about this and just walk away instead of telling me what I think. But it's true. Geez. But social media is built on that, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Maybe not Threads as much.
No, and it's wonderful to see somebody get ratioed. And that means that if you have an opinion and it's got 200 likes, then someone answers you and it gets 7,000 likes because their point is so much better taken, or they have taken you down. They have eviscerated how wrong you were with what you said. And I think Patton Oswalt didn't do that for the likes or for anything else.
No.
But you see, that's the thing with living a bit of a public life too. And I mentioned that in my journal this past Monday. And you can get Lisa's journal and my journal at our Gracefully and Frankly Facebook page. We tend to collect our thoughts there. And I just said, if I don't put up something about Lauren on Monday, May 11th, it just feels disrespectful. This is who we are now, right? This is living life kind of publicly in a way. If I choose not to, that's my choice. But I never want it to seem like it's May 11th and I'm not going to bother, because that was her life too. She had a life on social media. I'm not fishing for sympathy. That's the last thing I want. I love the emails. I love the posts, and I will try and answer every single one of them because a lot of them will share people's own grief because it's a safe place. But that's what I never want people to think. Oh, she's posting about that again. Like, get over it. Well, if you're saying get over it, find a fence. Get over it. F all the way off. And when you find the next fence, keep going. So
keep effing. Yep. I absolutely agree. Yep.
Yeah.
And when you find empathy, you can turn around and come back. But if you don't, just keep going.
Yes, we will allow you to return with empathy. And it sometimes it takes a loss for people to understand and go, oh, that's what this is about. But there's no wrong way or right way to do grief unless you're harming yourself and those around you. Mother's Day does carry a lot of weight for a lot of people, but it's also a time to celebrate yourself. And we're kind of about that, celebrating life, being grateful. And we're grateful. We're grateful to Kathy and Kim for being our day one sponsors of Gracefully and Frankly, these two women who are queenagers themselves. And they just keep thinking about ways to make people's lives, especially women's lives, better.
They do, and their pillow is the original, the one that aligns your spine, and there's so much to read and to learn about it. It's environmentally friendly, made from sustainable materials. They are walking the walk, talking the talk, and sleeping the sleep with the Envy pillow and everything else that they have on their website. They have sheets and eye masks and all those kinds of things. So check it out. There's something for your mom there or for yourself.
For yourself.
Check it all out at nvpillow.com. That's VENVY pillow.com.
And use the code GF for 10% off. Oh, and by the way, when we say environmentally friendly, it doesn't mean that you're sleeping on a bag of straw. You'll never know how good it is for the environment because it feels so good on your neck and your face. And it's good for your soul. And we all need that.
Yeah, just throw on an oat bag and go to bed. That's right.
Is it me or is cottage cheese having a moment right now, Lisa? It seems maybe it's my algorithm. Maybe it's you sending me recipes or me sending you. But why am I seeing freaking cottage cheese everywhere in my feeds these days? Not my feed bag, my feed.
It's like someone just discovered it and everybody else is glomming on. Yeah, it really is having a moment. What did I make? I made some little cracker type things that really didn't turn out that well. They tasted great.
Yeah.
But I blame user error. I don't blame the recipe. It's substituting for a lot of things. It has protein and not a lot of fat. So I guess that's why.
Yeah, once again, okay, we didn't really invent it, but that was my lunch in college was cottage cheese with celery salt on it. Yeah, woohoo! Living large.
Oh,
I know, that celery salt.
Call the patent office, yes.
That's right. I think there's a cottage cheese lobby going on right now. The Cotty lobby is it's pretty strong, but hey, we could do worse, right? But you've got this story that just completely blows out of the water any health benefits this show might have had today. So go ahead, talk about the French fries.
As planned, I will. Have you ever said, no, I don't want to order fries, but you go ahead, Rob, and then Rob gets his fries and you start picking at them? Has that ever happened?
Every single time. Why?
Same here. So there's science behind it now. There was a study done and...
Of course there is.
Okay, this is in the journal Food Quality and Preference. This is real science. So they were given 4 categories of fries. They had the ones they were given, the ones they took while the owner was aware, and the ones they stole when the owner wasn't looking. All the fries were exactly the same, but when it came to rating the taste, the ones they stole were 40% better.
The forbidden fruit.
Exactly. So I think it makes sense. I mean, if you only eat a few, when I'm stealing them from Derek's plate, they taste like liquid gold. They're fantastic.
And we all know, if you didn't order them, there's no calories, carbs, backgrounds, nothing.
Exactly.
You're doing them a favor when you take those little crispy ones because, I mean, what if they chipped a tooth?
Well, it's science. There's nothing you can do about it.
We have a code, Rob and I. If he orders the fries, he'll say, the fries are worth it. And that will tell you that every single thing that is holding you back from having the fries, throw them out. It's worth it. So,
Gotta
yay.
love that Rob.
I do. If only I saw him more often. I think he's coming on the ferry later today. I'll have to check. Oh, my goodness. This has been a balm, B-A-L-M, not B-O-M-B, for the soul. Always is talking to you, Lisa.
This is always a high point of my week, too. And you know what other high point I get out of this show?
Oh my gosh, did I almost forget twits? Well, that should make me an honorary twit besides arguing with poor Devin at the thrift store. But yes, this week, sing it together, kids. This week in Totally Stupid or... Twits. All right, I got one for you. A Tesla driver. That's it. No.
All right.
Sorry.
Great show. Catch you next week. No.
All right. No, we know people bought Teslas before they knew he was a Nazi. Okay. A Tesla driver fell asleep at the wheel, literally, on Highway 1 in Coquitlam just outside of Vancouver. Anybody who's been on Highway 1 knows it is busy. During a rainy morning rush hour, RCMP flagged her. She was fined for driving without due care and attention. And, of course, police remind the public that autonomous self-driving modes are illegal to use in BC. An officer is driving along, sees the driver with her eyes closed and her arms crossed as the car traveled in wet, slippery conditions.
Goodness.
Now, she's 37, says, I just zoned out. But police reviewed in-car video evidence. She was hoisted on her own petard and gave her a $368 ticket and another $138 for speeding.
Wow.
And the horse she rode in on.
Nice to know she's out on the road with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just great. And on the road, how many Canadians have we seen at the Sabres games, huh? As the Canadian team and the honorary Canadian team go for game number 2 tomorrow night. You know, we just love the Sabres because they sang "O Canada" every game, regardless of whether there was a Canadian team on the ice all season.
Thank goodness they all knew the words when that microphone went out a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Very, very heartwarming.
I mean, look at the Sabres. They even spell it R-E. They have to be honorary Canadians.
Yes.
We'll be back next week. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Aaron. Talk to you then.
Okay, bye.